400 miles away from Nashville, Tennessee, the news of the Waffle House shooting and ensuing manhunt rattled many residents in this small, bedroom community about 10 miles southeast of Peoria. The town of 16,000, which touts itself as the pumpkin capital of the world, is made up of undulating, two-lane roads lined with farmland and punctuated with grand houses. Agricultural and industrial giants such as Caterpillar Inc. are the major employers of the area. Morton, many say, is protective of its image as a family-friendly hamlet with great quality of life. The village website boasts its recognition as one of the top 10 places to raise a family by Family Circle magazine in 2013. That image was marred after Nashville authorities announced a 29-year-old Morton native was the suspect in Sunday's restaurant rampage, which left 4 dead and 4 injured. The man fled after a customer wrestled his gun away. Travis Reinking was taken into custody without incident nearly 34 hours after the deadly shooting, Nashville police said. He was found near his Nashville apartment with a backpack that police said contained a semi-automatic firearm as well as ammunition. What could have motivated the shooting remained unknown, authorities said. Reinking requested a lawyer after his arrest and refused to answer questions or make a statement, Don Aaron, a spokesman for the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department, said at a news briefing. Reinking was taken to a hospital before he was to be booked on 4 counts of criminal homicide. Aaron said, "It's not the way you want your town to be advertised," said a woman who's lived in Morton since 1991. She said she was stunned when she saw her hometown flash across the television. "I saw Morton right across there, and I said, oh, no," said the woman, who was walking her dog in town Monday. She said she did not want to be identified because she didn't want to be associated with the incident. "I just think he needed help and didn't get it, just another one of those sad stories." Reinking was regarded as somewhat of a loner, who was considered by some to be socially awkward, according to friends. He came from a Christian family and was homeschooled, but he also took some classes at nearby Tremont High School. Reinking took a strong interest in photography and was often seen with his camera. Reinking's encounters with law enforcement before the Waffle House shooting were unknown to many until a Sunday afternoon news conference by the Tazewell County Sheriff's Office. You never think that you'd know somebody like that or be connected to someone who could do something so heinous like that. "It's a tragedy. I don't like to talk about politics, but something needs to be done on mental health," the Morton woman said. Media stand outside the family home of Travis Reinking after he was captured earlier Monday, April 23, 2018, in Mortonville. Armando Sanchez, Chicago Tribune. Media stand outside the family home of Travis Reinking after he was captured earlier Monday, April 23, 2018, in Mortonville. Armando Sanchez, Chicago Tribune. See more videos. Reports released by the Tazewell County Sheriff's Office show at least 3 occasions when Reinking's father, Jeffrey Reinking, took possession of his son's guns, only to return them to him. In August 2017, Reinking was arrested by the U.S. Secret Service after authorities said he crossed a restricted area near the White House, saying he wanted to meet President Donald Trump. He was not armed during the incident, but the FBI requested that Illinois State Police revoke his firearm owner's identification card. Travis Reinking handed over his FOID card to officers and transferred 4 weapons, along with ammunition, to his father, according to an Illinois State Police firearm disposition record. The weapons were a 9mm handgun, an AR-15 rifle, a .22 caliber rifle and another rifle. Aaron said Travis Reinking's father acknowledged to officials that he gave the weapons back to his son. At a news conference Monday, Special Agent Marcus Watson of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, said Jeffrey Reinking could face charges for returning guns to his son, an act that was potentially a violation of federal law. The Tazewell County State's Attorney Office said in an email that the office did not have enough information to determine whether Jeffrey Reinking would face criminal charges there. After a June 2017 incident, Jeffrey Reinking also told police he would take his son's guns away. At that time, Travis Reinking was spotted taking off a dress, jumping into a Tremont swimming pool and yelling at people, according to a Tazewell sheriff's report. He had been seen throwing a rifle into the trunk of his car that same day, according to the report. No charges were filed. An officer wrote in the report that he called the father and advised him he might want to lock the guns back up until Travis gets mental help, which he stated he would. The report stated that Jeffrey Reinking told police he had taken his son's guns away on a previous occasion but returned them when Travis Reinking wanted to move out of state. A year before, on May 27, 2016, the sheriff's office responded to a CVS parking lot in Morton because Travis Reinking reported that he thought singer Taylor Swift was stalking him. His family told police that Travis Reinking had made suicidal comments and had access to multiple weapons, according to the report. A red flag law for Illinois. The shooting at the Waffle House already has Illinois lawmakers rethinking legislation. Earlier this year, the Illinois Senate passed the Lethal Violence Order of Protection Act, but state representatives are rewriting the bill and renaming it the Firearm Restraining Order. It's similar to red flag bills that have gained traction in the wake of the mass shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. The bills allow a relative, friend or law enforcement officer to report someone in distress whose guns need to be temporarily taken away. Because of the Waffle House shooting, Rep. Kathleen Willis D. Addison said Monday that lawmakers were revisiting whether the person should be allowed to transfer the weapons to someone like a relative or whether the guns should be seized by a law enforcement agency in every case. The proposed bill would suspend a person's FOID card for 6 months, and the revision of the proposed bill provides more details about due process for the person whose weapons have been confiscated. "We want the act to really get the person the help they need," she said. "We don't want it to be a punitive act. We want them to get the help they need while still protecting the Second Amendment." Kirk Miller, an associate professor at Northern Illinois University, said if law enforcement is given the proper resources to seize the weapons, the law would close the loophole that keeps guns in circulation. Police are able to seize property. Why they wouldn't seize firearms in situations where there is more legal evidence that the person has committed a crime or is a danger and should not be able to possess a firearm as an example of private property. It's strange, Miller said. But it could be a staggering task considering the estimates that thousands of people already have their FOID cards revoked. There are also gaps in information police have about how many guns a person truly possesses, Miller said. When a person's FOID card is revoked, that person has to fill out a form that states the type of weapon, location and if the weapon is going to be transferred to another person, according to state law. It does not stipulate restrictions on who the guns can be transferred to. Last year, Illinois State Police told the Tribune the agency doesn't have the manpower to confiscate a person's guns when the FOID card is rescinded. It relies on local police to follow up. More than 2.1 million people had FOID cards in Illinois in 2017, according to state police. About 11,000 people had their cards revoked in 2016, but fewer than half of those people submitted the required reports indicating what happened with the weapons. Keeping their distance, many around Morton tried to distance themselves from Reinking, but the news was inescapable. At the home of Reinking's relatives in Morton, the Peoria Journal-Star lay on the front porch, stuffed into a translucent, peach-colored casing. The front page featured a photo of an investigator ducking under the crime scene tape outside the Nashville Waffle House, and the headline read in all caps, "Police, Morton man killed 4 in Tennessee." A man at the residence declined to comment. Daniel Reinking, Travis Reinking's great-uncle, said he hadn't been in touch with the family in several years but learned what was going on from the blitz of media coverage. "It was shock, of course, and disbelief," Daniel Reinking said over the phone. Many in Morton didn't want to discuss the shooting, let alone acknowledge Reinking's roots. The shooting in Manhunt seemed to blindside the small town where people only appeared to speak of it in hushed circles or on social media. "They are a really good family," one woman said. "This is a really traumatic, shocking thing that happened to them and our town." Chicago Tribune's Robert McCoppin, the Associated Press and The Washington Post contributed. T. Briscoe at ChicagoTribune.com. Mulligan at ChicagoTribune.com. Related Waffle House shooting suspect arrested. Father also could face charges, Nashville police say. Suspect in Tennessee Waffle House shooting had guns seized after arrest near White House last year. Man who wrestled gun away from Tennessee Waffle House shooter. "He was going to have to work to kill me.